This is the fundamental question of true mastery. What do you do when the tool fails? Every demanding environment forces a decision. Rely on technology to compensate for complexity, or rely on discipline to define simplicity. Tonight, I step into the uncompromising chaos of black metal concert, extreme lowlight, unpredictable motion, and total chaos. I'm here to prove that a single fixed-lens camera, the original Fujifilm X100, can't just survive the environment, but deliver a work that is great. Inside the Fujifilm X100 we have 12 megapixel APS-C size sensor. Unlike Fujifilm's signature X-Trans technology, this uses more common Bayer color filter array, a far less exotic but highly capable sensor for its time, especially when it comes to high ISO performance. This camera carries the famous 23mm f2 lens, the optic that launched this series. The 35mm is the foundation of my professional work. While some have noted the softness at the wide-open aperture f2, tonight I will be mostly shooting at f2 for light priority. I had no issues with softness or lack sharpness, even in the raw files. This isn't about the easiest path, it's about the most focused path. I have surrendered the flexibility of the zoom and the safety net of modern tracking systems. The challenge is simple: capture the pure, uncontrolled energy only using the Fujifilm X100. The limits are mostly technical, starting with the viewfinder. Compared to modern, high-resolution EVF, the X100 is humble. It doesn't show me the exact exposure that I will get, nor does it confirm the critical focus at first glance. This means I have to return to the old-school method of metering, using the exposure meter in the viewfinder. In this environment of constantly changing the lights, it was a significant challenge. Switching to optical viewfinder didn't help either, as I lost the chance to even confirm a focus lock. Then there is the autofocus. It's contrast-based system with 25 points, offering no tracking or lock-on capability. For most time I used the single point in AFS mode, sticking mostly with either the smallest or largest focus point. But the real pain was to change the AF point. I must click a button, then use a D-pad to move it. This is not only frustrating, but caused me to miss the shots. This discipline, even frustration, forces me to be more meaningful with every decision. This precision extends to the burst mode. This camera offers 3 or 5 FPS, with a buffer for around 10 photos, but after that burst, the camera locks up while it writes the files into the SD card. This means I have to be very meaningful with every burst that I take. The question always comes back to sharpness and resolution. Is the 12 megapixels enough? Absolutely. It was fine then, and for social media today it's still perfect. Most important, the f2 aperture delivered a great sharpness. In this high-intensity context, I cannot shy away from the high ISO performance. The files looks amazing, and then is the colors. In this camera, of course, you can use the famous Fujifilm film profiles to get great results on the back of your screen. But during the editing in the Lightroom, I stuck with the Adobe Color Profile. However, out of curiosity, here are the same photos, but rendered with different color profile that this camera offers. Using the original Fujifilm X100 on this type of show was both fun and challenging. I was actually quite surprised how well it blended into the rest of my work. It can still perform effectively in the concert environment. Of course, it will need a little help from modern software, like AI denoise to handle high ISO files, but you can be truly surprised how well it performs in this day and age. Ultimately, the challenge proves a crucial point. The gear always will be about 50% of your success, but the rest is your knowledge, the ability to understand the patterns, and your set of skills. If you can take a good photo using a cheap camera, then the most expensive won't help you. That's all for this video. If you want to stay updated with my work, I highly recommend to follow me on the Instagram. The link is in the description. Until next video, bye!